No way, they actually put ads on the front page of Old School RuneScape. Look at that, Crunchwrap Supreme, and what's that? What's that ad for? Oh, anyways, 116,000 people playing right now. There are actually no ads there. That was my Microsoft Paint. Um, yeah, so Hunter Guild, it's coming. It's coming to Old School RuneScape television. I'm mining a little bit of amethyst in the bottom corner here. You know, that's just to help your ADHD get through this painful video that you're about to watch. So Varlamore is getting added to Old School. That is an expansion to the southern part of Zaya. So currently it was just black open space. Now they're turning it into a big old landmass. It's actually quite large. It's like doubling the size of Zaya almost. Maybe not double, but like, I don't know, 50% more. So anyways, yeah, so here's what we're looking at. Hunter Guild is one of the pieces of content in Varlamore. You can actually do your own read and video for this. I'm glad they've done that. That was actually something that I requested during sailing. They kept posting these blogs that were just all words, and like I'm like, people don't read those. That's why I started making these videos. And I said to one of the J mods there, I was like, yo, just make like a TLDR for everything so that the people who don't want to read it or whatever can do it. So they put an audio, but it's still 20 minutes. At least this video, the point of it is that you'll get kind of like my thoughts on it. It's kind of cool. Overview, we're going to skip it. Hunter's Rumors. Okay, so the Hunter Guild is going to be kind of like other guilds there where Farming Guild is a good example, like a recent guild. Like, you know, the Ranging Guild that's been out since probably 2004 or 5. There's nothing there. Like, there's nothing to do of any substance whatsoever. So this guild will actually have content. That's where they're gonna do a huge expansion. I was shocked when I read this blog on how much of expansion they're doing to Hunter. So Slayer has tasks, Farming has contracts, Hunter will have rumors. They could just call this tasks. So this is Hunter tasks. You'll basically go to the little bar. There's a pub in the Hunter Guild, and you will talk to one of the people there. A couple different levels of people. So basic will be 46, 57, 72, and 91 will be tier 3. So the top level Hunter tasks you can do will be 91. You'll get a task. It'll tell you to go catch X amount of creatures, and then you bring it back, or when you come back, you talk to them. You'll get a crate. So what can you get from these crates? Well, a couple of things. Hunter Skilling Outfit, which is 2.5% catch rate increase, 5% increased chance to get a rare creature part. These rare creature parts, so like when you catch a grack, I don't know how to pronounce that, you get the fur from it. This will give you an increase on getting like a rare piece of fur, which will be used for other stuff. So the question will just be like, should we add, let me just deposit this amethyst here. Should we add the Hunter Guild and the contracts? There's a Quetzal pet. So from these crates, kind of like Soul Wars crates, you can get a pet from it. This is a pet that they're saying you can get from these crates. Looks like very non-old schooly. Looks very colorful and cool. But it doesn't really look like it'll stand out, is all I'm saying. It's not a bad thing, but beautiful creatures are native to Varlamore, so they're kind of integrating the lore after that. You'll be able to get these pets, and then I don't know, it's kind of weird. The pet will, you know, they have eagles can fly around and take you from one spot to another. It's dead content. They wanted to add Quetzals as like a transport system. So not only can you get this as a pet, you can also use one of the I'm assuming you don't need to have the pet to do this, but you can then fly from one location to another with these. So instead of just teleportation to get around Varlamore, they're going to have this like system with these birds. So like, I'm just going to skip through that. They're also going to add an eagle, so you can fly to the Eagle's Peak. It's just kind of linking the world hunter areas together using birds. So that's kind of cool. But we don't need this as a pet. So they were saying the Quetzal pet would be a rare drop that can be obtained from opening the loot crates, sacks. I personally don't think we need another hunter pet. We've already got a couple of them. You've got Herbie. You've got the Chin pet. I'm kind of torn. Do we just say like fuck it and add a bunch of pets to Old School? Like we've currently got like 55 or something like that. Do we just say, you know what? Every boss and every creature, just add a pet. Like add a Bloodveld pet with a Bloodveld boss. Add a new Anku boss with an Anku pet. Add a pet to Barrows. Add a pet to every new piece of content that comes into the game. Like we'll be over 75 pets like so fast. I like how you can get a pet from a raid and then you can transmog it. I just feel like maybe like with Hunter, you could find a way to transmog the pet to be different things. I don't know. Hunter's kind of weird because they didn't do like a generic Hunter pet. They did specifically a Chinchompa pet. So it kind of makes sense to have a pet. It'll probably pass. I just think we don't really need it. Just for the sake of adding a new pet. Oh, if you guys heard the vibration there, I just got a message. I'm very popular. New creatures. So they're going to add a bunch of new creatures with Hunter. Moths being one of them. What they're kind of saying for moths and for other butterflies. When you catch a butterfly and you like open the jar, it actually gives you some stat boosts. They're talking about being able to catch moonlight moths that when you, I don't know, open the jar or whatever, it gives you 5 prayer points plus 10% of your level. So like 15 prayer points. You'd also be able to turn them into a mix, a hunter's mix, which would be a tradable version potion, 2-dose potion that gives you the same effect. So 5 plus 10% of your prayer points. So you'd be able to get a potion that heals like 30 prayer by catching these moths. Like, I don't know if that will actually be useful. Not for mains, just buy a prayer pot. But for Ironmen, maybe instead of farming Ranars and doing stuff like that, you can just use these moths. Like, maybe it's a really good hunter method at 75 hunter until you get to 80, for example, for Herbivore. So you do 75 to 80 at these moonlight moths, and you save all of them. You make a bunch of potions. Now you've just got some free prayer pots. I don't know. Moving on. Antelope. Springy, agile. Springy is a funny word. It's like springy, but also springy. Agile. Yeah, so this is a 91 hunter thing for moonlight antelopes. You get moonlight horns and moonlight meat. Here's what the horns will do. You'll upgrade the hunter's crossbow. There's more on that in a little bit. Bolas. Anybody remember Bolas from RuneScape 2? It was a range weapon that was like, it wasn't like a crossbow or anything. It was like a dart or a knife, a throwing knife that you'd chuck at someone, and it would freeze them for like 8 seconds, something like that. They were kind of OP in the old Rev caves because you could go in without barrages, without freezes, and just chuck one of these things at people. So they're talking about bringing those back. Again, stay tuned because there's more on that that kind of proves they're not OP. Mountain Salamander. This is an upgraded salamander. Uses Irit Tar as ammunition. 80 attack, range, and magic to wield them. This might be a budget option for stuff like in the wilderness, or like if you're gonna die, you just bring a 5,000 coin salamander and some tar. Maybe it's like a mass PKing option. I have no idea. Here's a big thing. So hunter meats and foods. This is humongous, this part here. They're saying when you catch like a hunter creature, you're just dropping the meat on the ground because it doesn't do much. What they're proposing is that these high-level hunter creatures that they're adding would now actually be worth keeping the meats and selling them or using them, cooking them. So, for example, you got a shark that needs 76 fishing and 80 cooking. What about a dashing kebbit? That's 69 hunter and 72 cooking. And a dashing kebbit, you'd catch it, you could bank the meats, cook them up on a range or a fire. It would heal 15, so not the same as a thingy there as a shark, but it would then heal 8 hit points over time, a number of ticks later. So it would be 23. It'd be a little bit easier to get, 69 hunter, 72 cooking. But like you would eat it and then it would slowly bring you back up to health. Maybe it gives you like, I think it said below here. We've got a nice little table, which is very good. Let's just skip to the top because that's what people will work with. Dark crab or manta ray heals 22. A moonlight antelope meat will heal 17. So pretty decent right off the hop. But then it'll heal you for 4. And then it'll heal you for 5. And then it'll cure poison. I don't know if we need the poison cure, but whatever, that's fine. A total of 26. So it's actually a very good balance how they're doing this. It heals you 26, but it's healing you 17 at first, and then slowly bringing you back up to 26 after that. Which is, honestly, I'm here for it. We've been stuck at 22 for like 10 years. That's the highest healing thing. But stuff hits higher now, and we kind of could use a new method. It's just Ceradom and Brewscape right now, and it's kind of annoying. So this could be nice. Like say you go to Nex and you just bring a full inventory of these moonlight antelope meats. That maybe they're 5k each. Maybe they cost a lot more, but they wouldn't lower your stats. They also heal your poison, and it could be a comparable way. Like a brew is 64 HP per inventory slot, so you're still not even close to that. You're not breaking the game. If you're PKing and you need to combo eat out of like an AGS spec Venge combo, you're not gonna survive. You're still gonna use manta rays. Maybe you bring a couple of these. You got a mixture of different meats and stuff. Anyways, moving on. I think it's cool. I think I'm down for it. Like Dash and Kebits will heal 23. These other antelopes will be that. Fox meat, that's new. So currently we've got Kayat, yeah, that's the highest level thing that we could catch. That would just be comparable to like a monkfish. So these are the new ones, 19, 21, 23, 26. I'm totally here for it. It's just a different way of getting food. Currently it's just fishing, and then the only other method would be herblore for brews. I think this is a fantastic option. The other thought before I move on, when sailing gets released, it passed, by the way, it's coming. When sailing gets released, they're definitely going to have deep sea fishing. And with that, like, I already want there to be better fish. Like, I want you to be able to go out in your boat to the middle of the ocean, catch some fish that are, like, super rare, and, oh shit, this fish heals 28. Well, it would no longer be, like, a humongous jump from 22 to 28 because we'd have this at 26 and this at 23. Like, it'd be a nice progression. And then you'd have the new fish. Like, deep sea fishing could still be, like, the meta, whereas this is a good like middle ground. So to actually get to these, you just need to do 100 hunter tasks, and then they'll teach you how to cook the high level meats. Totally good. Question 10, big yes from me. New gear, new you. So there's a mixed hide gear. The only thing is, like, this is a confusing name. I don't know why it's called that. Like, call it antelope outfit. I don't know, because that's what it is. But so these stats, I'm not going to really look at it, but what it is it is a combination. So look, it gives melee strength for the body, +2. It doesn't give anything for the legs. It gives 2 for the boots, which is the same as climbing boots. The cape gives 1. That's not really going to get used, but it also gives some defense, some good defense bonuses. You need 50 defense and 60 range. So instead of using red d'hide would be just range if you're just using range. Whereas this would be if you're like doing a range melee hybrid. It probably is just dead content on release, but there might be a point where you use these. Currently they've got spiky vambraces. If anybody knows those, has ever used them, like it's just, this is the rest of the outfit. They have spiky vambraces. This is basically the rest of the spiky outfit. Okay, back to the Bolas. The Bolas. Okay, so Bolas is used to snare and weaken your prey. So what the old ones did is they didn't use any special attack or anything like that in RuneScape 2. People see Bolas and they're like, oh, that's OP, I don't want it. These don't use, like, they use special attack, sorry. And it costs 60%. So it'll snare your opponent for 15 ticks, which is, like, off the top of my head, that's like 8 seconds-ish, at 99 hunter. So if your target is praying against range, though, it will not happen. The snare will be negated. So these would be consumable and would work with Ava's equipment. So, like, You need 55 range, 30 strength. It would snare them for not very long. They're not, honestly, they're like underpowered at this point. X is determined by your hunter level up to a maximum of 15 ticks. So it's just like a quick freeze. Maybe, so say you're PKing in a team, you could chuck this at someone to freeze them in place for like a short period of time, and then the freezers, the barragers, could come up and do the rest of the work. So this could be like one person goes on Bolas, they freeze the person, then they TB them because they're on standards, and then your ancient magics people come up and freeze them for the 20 seconds. Whatever, this is inconsequential either way. If it comes in or doesn't, it's not going to affect metas. Improving existing content. The Hunter's Crossbow. If anyone has ever used this, you're lying. You haven't. It's a niche weapon. Greater range, faster shots than any other crossbow in the game. But it's a low level, super inaccurate, and the bolts are hard to get. So they're considering, or making it so you can upgrade, I guess, the crossbow using Moonlight Antelope horns. You will need 66 range and 50 hunter. It'll be 74 fletching to craft. Comes with 5 more range accuracy. It will be a 4 attack speed on rapid, so the same speed as a whip or a D-Simi. And you'll have new bolts. It puts it close to the rune crossbow in terms of raw power, which is nice. This is bridging the gap between a magic short bow and a blowpipe. Like, it's giving you another option, this crossbow here. So I don't know. I don't know the actual numbers on how good it'll be compared to like a magic short bow with rune arrows, but I'm hoping it's similar. Hunter pouches. In a quick way of summarizing this, you can store 28 fur or meat in the pouch. It's the same as a fish barrel. It's the same as the log bag sack thing. Same as the plank sack, etc. Hunter outfits, currently they are just fashion. If you didn't know that, sit. What they're gonna do is, like, if you're wearing kayak gear, you'll take 90% less damage from when you're like hunting things, because I'm assuming these moonlight antelopes will actually fight back and you'll take damage. So yeah, so that's that. Trap storage, they're gonna add an item like the tackle box where you can put all of your fishing gear in to put all of your traps in. So there you go. Until then, happy scaping. Don't know when this is coming out. They do have a bajillion J mods, but none of them ban bots. Did you guys know that? There's nobody banning bots right now. All in all, excited. I'm excited. This will be a cool little update. I like hunter tasks. I think there should be a task for every skill, basically. You've got some cool new stuff coming. You've got just probably some collection log slots coming with this. I don't think we need a new pet, but whatever. I mean, it is what it is. And then the main one, honestly, the biggest thing here is like the meat. Like, this is, if you can eat a moonlight antelope meat and it heals 26, that's pretty large. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. During this 20-minute period here, I actually did get 2 inventories of amethysts, so that is pretty exciting. Yeah, come hang out on Twitch, TTV Flomple, link in the description, drop a follow, and tell your mom about me. Yeah, if you want. I mean, it's just, you know. Anyways, I'm gonna end this sentence now, mid-sentence video ending sentence.